When I heard about this change, my first reaction was just pure disbelief. Because this isn't just any course. This is Riviera. This is tradition. This is one of those places on the PGA Tour schedule that actually means something. And when you mess with something iconic, especially right before a massive signature event, it hits differently. And what makes this even more frustrating? It's not just about adding a few yards. It's about what that change does to the identity of the hole, and maybe even the tournament itself. This week was supposed to feel like a celebration, the Genesis Invitational back where it belongs, at one of the most beloved venues on tour. Instead, players are walking in and immediately talking about a change that's already stirring up controversy. And when one of the biggest voices in golf steps up and says it's a horrible change, you know it's not small. Trust me, you're going to want to hear exactly what was said and why this is turning into such a big talking point. But before we dive into it, if you're a real PGA Tour fan, hit that like button real quick. This channel is brand new. We're chasing our first 1,000 subscribers, and if you live and breathe tour golf like I do every single week, this is the place for you. Subscribe and let's build this thing together. Alright, so here's what actually went down. Rory McIlroy didn't hold back. Ahead of this week's Genesis Invitational, the $20 million signature event, he stepped up and straight up called the change to Riviera's fourth hole a horrible change, not sugar-coated, not diplomatic, just honest. And when Rory talks, especially at a place like Riviera Country Club, people listen. Now let's set the stage properly. The Genesis Invitational is back at Riviera after that one-year hiatus following the Palisades wildfires in January 2025. Just getting back here already feels emotional. Riviera is one of those cathedrals of golf. You don't just tweak it casually. But they did. The famous par 3 fourth hole, which played 236 yards 2 years ago, has now been stretched to over 270 yards. Over 270. That's not a minor adjustment. That's turning a long par 3 into an absolute brute. And here's the crazy part. It was already the third most difficult hole in the 2024 tournament. The 72-player field played it at 49 over par, and it gave up only 11 birdies all week. It was already doing its job, so why stretch it? Rory's issue isn't just the yardage. He said flat out, "I don't think 4 plays any differently. You're just hitting a slightly longer club." And that's the heart of it. He's saying it doesn't add strategy, it just adds length. And then he explained something that real golf nerds will appreciate. If you're going to make it a 275-yard par 3, the apron leading into the green has to allow for creativity. It can't be Kikuyu grass. Kikuyu grabs the ball. It acts like a sponge. It kills the bounce and run. So if you try to land a 3-iron on that green in firm conditions, it might not even stay on the property. Rory literally said it could finish up on the 5th tee box. That's not strategy. That's chaos. Instead of shaping a shot, flighting something in, maybe using the contours the way George Thomas originally designed it, now it's just hit a long iron and hope. And that's what stings. Riviera's fourth is a Redan-inspired hole, modeled after North Berwick, designed to reward a draw into a green that slopes from front right to back left. It's supposed to be about angles, imagination, using the ground. But recent rain has made conditions incredibly soft. Balls are plugging on the greens, so now you can't even really use the ground game the way it was intended. Colin Morikawa, fresh off his win at Pebble Beach, basically said the same thing in his own way. He mentioned that with it playing so soft, you can't hit that tight 5-iron and run it up. A lot of guys aim left and chip uphill, but when you've got 3 wood in hand on a par 3, dispersion increases, and suddenly that cart path left becomes very real. He summed it up perfectly. It's just a very long par 3, not a lot of thought. Hit the green and move on. That's not Riviera. Even Jordan Spieth called it the only weak spot on the course right now. And think about that. Riviera is one of the most respected layouts on tour. To hear multiple elite players question a design decision this openly, that tells you this isn't just whining. This is concern about identity. Because here's the bigger picture. This is a signature event. Limited 72-player field. Massive purse. Big FedEx Cup implications. Prestige. And you want the best players in the world tested creatively, not just physically. When creativity gets removed and replaced with brute length, something subtle but important disappears. And as fans, we feel that. We love seeing a mid-iron shaping into a Redan green. We love watching someone use the slope perfectly. We don't tune in to watch a 3-wood fired at a soft target hoping it stops. This is about more than one hole. It's about what kind of test the PGA Tour wants to present. Is it strategy and artistry? Or is it distance and survival? Now look, it's still Riviera. It's still going to be a phenomenal week. But when you have players like Rory openly frustrated, Morikawa questioning the setup, Spieth pointing out weaknesses, you know this storyline isn't going away. And honestly, I love that they're speaking up. That's passion. That's guys who care about architecture, about tradition, about how the game should be played at historic venues. As we head deeper into this season, with rankings tightening, majors on the horizon, and every signature event carrying massive weight, these little course setup decisions matter more than ever, because they shape legacies. And if Riviera's fourth becomes just another long, forgettable brute instead of a thinking man's par 3, that would be a shame. But that's what makes this week so fascinating. Are the players going to adapt? Will someone figure out a creative solution anyway? Or will it just play as a survival hole all week? I'll be watching every shot, and I want to know what you think. Do you agree with Rory? Or do you think stretching it makes it tougher in a good way? If you enjoyed breaking this down like real golf fans do, hit that like button and drop your take in the comments. This channel, PGA Tour Today, is brand new, and we're pushing toward our first 1,000 subscribers. If you love honest, passionate PGA Tour talk without the corporate filter, subscribe and be part of this from the beginning. Because this season, it's already getting interesting.